Hello everyone. This video is brought to you by Newton's group of institutions. This is Yegireddy from Department of CSC. In this video, we will discuss about functional point analysis in software effort estimation. In our previous video, we have discussed about what is software estimation, where we do these software estimations, and different problems we come across by doing under and overestimation, the basis of software estimation and software effort estimation techniques. Now, in this video, we will discuss about functional point analysis. What is functional point analysis? Objectives of functional point analysis, components of functional point analysis, abbreviations we use in functional point analysis, steps to count functional point, and benefits of functional point analysis. Now let us see functional point analysis, FPA. Every new project in an organization goes through an analysis phase. The information collected during this analysis forms the backbone for critical discussions with regard to complexity, resource, framework, time schedule, cost, etc. Over the years, there have been several techniques to specify the project analysis phase, but most of them still remain inadequate when considering the accuracy of the outcome. Even clearly defining the project scope followed during the latter stages without an accurate analysis methodology in place. Mitigation of risk analysis in software project turn out to be the primary importance. It starts with describing precise measurements concerning to the scope, performance, duration, quality, and other key efficiency metrics of the project. So, advanced analysis techniques like functional point analysis bring a clear picture regarding each of these metrics, mainly related to project scope, staffing, cost, and time, which will help in management, control, customization of software development right from the initial planning phase. Functional point analysis is a standardized method used commonly as an estimation technique in software engineering. First defined by Alan J. Albrecht in 1979 at IBM, functional point analysis has since then underwent several modifications, mainly by the International Functional Point User Group, IFPUG. Now let us see what is functional point analysis. In simple words, functional point analysis is a technique used to measure the software requirements based on different functions that the requirements can be split into. Each function is assigned with some points based on the functional point analysis rules, and these points are summarized using the functional point analysis formula. So the final figure shows the total man hours required to achieve the complete requirement. So we can say like this: FPA gives a dimensionless number defined in functional points, which we have found to be an effective relevant measure of functional value delivered to our customer. Now coming to the objectives of FPA. The first objective of FPA is to measure functionality that the user requests and receives. The second objective of FPA is to measure the software development and maintain independently the technology used for implementation. And the next objective is it should be simple enough to minimize the overhead of the measurement process. And the last one and the fourth objective is it should be a consistent measure among various projects and organizations. Now let us see the components of functional point analysis. Based on the interaction of the system components internally and with external users, applications, etc., they are being categorized into 5 types. First one is external inputs, EI. This is the process of capturing inputs from the users like control information and business information and store it as an internal or external logical database file. And the second one is external output, EO. This is the process of sending out data to external users and systems. Here, the data might be directly grabbed from the database files, or it might undergo some system level processing. Now coming to the third one, inquiry, EQ. This process includes both input and output components. Here the data is processed to extract the relevant information from internal or external database files. Fifth one, internal logic file, ILF. This is the set of data present within the systems. The majority of the data will be interrelated and are captured via the inputs received from the external sources. And the last one, that is fifth one, external logic file, ELF. This is the set of data from external resources or external applications, and the majority of the data from the external resource is being used by the system for reference purpose. Now, let us see some more abbreviations which we need to be understood to know the logic in depth. So here the first one is data element type, DET. This can be defined as a single unique non-repetitive data field. And the second one, record element type, RET. This can be defined as a group of DETs. In a more generic way, we can call this as an table of data fields. And the third abbreviation what we use is file type referenced, FTR. This can be defined as a file type referenced by the transactions like input, output, and inquiries. So this can be either internal logical file or external interface file. Now coming to the steps to count the functional points. Below are the steps used in counting the functional points of the system. First one is type of count. So the very first step of this process is to determine the type of the functional count. There are three types of functional point count, and the first point or the first type is development project FP count. Here this measures the functions that are directly involved in the development of the final system. So this would include all the phases of the project from requirements gathering to the first installation. Now the second type is enhancement project FP count. So this measures the functions involved in the modifications brought into the system, that is the changes made to the system after the production. And the third type is application FP count. Here this involves the functions involved in the final deliverable, excluding the effort of already existing functions that may have been exited. Now let us see the second step, that is scope and boundary of the count. So in the second step, the scope and boundary of the functions are identified. Here boundaries indicates the borders between the application being measured and the external application. So here the scope can be decided with the help of data screens, reports, and files. Now the third step is unadjusted function point count. So this is the main step of this process, where all the functional points produced from the above FPAs components like external inputs, external outputs, internal logical files, external logical files, inquiries, these are being added together and labeled as an unadjusted functional point count. And the last one, that is value adjustment factor. So in this step, the value adjustment factor is determined, which contains 14 general system characteristics of the system or applications that define the type of the application character. Now coming to the benefits of functional point analysis. Here the functional point analysis is a tool to determine the size of the purchased application package by counting all the functions including the package. Now, the second benefit is it is a tool to help the user discover the benefits of an application package to either organization by counting the functions that specifically match their requirements. And the third benefit is it is a tool to measure the units of the software product to support the quality and productivity analysis. Fourth one, it is a vehicle to estimate the cost and resource required for software development and maintenance. And the fifth one, it is a normalization factor for software comparisons.
ప్రపంచ ప్రసిద్ధి పొందిన విద్యా నిలయ స్థాపకులు ఆచార్య నాగార్జునుడు నడయాడిన నేలలో అమరావతి రాజధాని ప్రతిష్టాత్మక విద్యా సంస్థ న్యూటన్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్ మాచర్ల 2001లో స్థాపించబడి ప్రతి విద్యార్థి చదువులో ఎదగాలనే ఉన్నత లక్ష్యంతో ఇంజనీరింగ్ విద్యను గత 16 ఏళ్లుగా అంకిత భావంతో అందిస్తున్న సంస్థ. సృష్టికి ప్రతి సృష్టి చేసేది ఇంజనీర్లైతే అటువంటి అత్యుత్తమ ఇంజనీర్లను సృష్టిస్తున్న సంస్థ న్యూటన్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్. అద్భుత సాంకేతిక విద్యా ప్రమాణాలు, అనుభవజ్ఞులైన అధ్యాపక బృందం, అసమాన ప్రతిభా పాఠవాలు గల విద్యార్థులుగా ఇంజనీరింగ్ విద్యలో తీర్చిదిద్దుతున్న ఇంజనీరింగ్ విద్యా దిగ్గజం న్యూటన్స్. ప్రభుత్వం నిర్వహించే ఏ అర్హత పరీక్షతో సంబంధం లేకుండా సింగిల్ విండో 3 ద్వారా కోరుకున్న బ్రాంచ్ లో కోరుకున్న సీట్. ఎస్సీ, ఎస్టీ, బీసీ, ఈబీసీ, ఓసీ విద్యార్థులకు, ముస్లిం విద్యార్థులకు B.Tech, M.Tech, MBA, MCAలలో ఉచిత విద్యను అందిస్తూ ప్రభుత్వం వారి ఫీజు రియంబర్స్. ఎస్సీ, ఎస్టీ, బీసీ విద్యార్థులకు ఉచిత హాస్టల్ వసతి అందిస్తున్న న్యూటన్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్ బెస్ట్ చాయిస్. కోర్సెస్ ఆఫర్డ్: B.Tech, సివిల్, ECE, CSE, మెకానికల్, EEE, M.Tech, CSE, సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీరింగ్, VLSA, Embedded, కమ్యూనికేషన్ సిస్టమ్, స్ట్రక్చరల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్, థర్మల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్, CAD/CAM, పవర్ సిస్టమ్, ఎలక్ట్రికల్ మెషిన్స్, MBA and MCA, డిప్లొమా, పాలిటెక్నికల్, ECE, CSE, EEE, మెకానికల్, సివిల్. మా ప్రత్యేకతలు: అధునాతనమైన ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ తో ల్యాబ్ సౌకర్యం, అధునాతనమైన లైబ్రరీ సౌకర్యం, 100% జాబ్ గ్యారంటీ, జాతీయ రాష్ట్ర స్థాయి సెమినార్లకు విద్యార్థులను ప్రిపేర్ చేయడం, ఉచిత వైఫై కలిగిన క్యాంపస్, 40 ఎకరాలలో సువిశాలమైన క్రీడా ప్రాంగణం, ఎస్సీ, ఎస్టీ, బీసీ విద్యార్థులకు ఫ్రీ సీట్, ఫ్రీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, ఫ్రీ హాస్టల్, ఫ్రీ ఫుడ్. ఓసీ విద్యార్థులకు కేవలం నామమాత్రపు ఫీజులు, స్కాలర్షిప్ సౌకర్యం, ఫీజ్ రియంబర్స్మెంట్ స్కీమ్ వర్తించును. దూర ప్రాంత విద్యార్థులకు హాస్టల్ మరియు బస్ సౌకర్యం కలదు. చదువుకోవాలన్న కోరిక ఉండి ఆర్థిక ఇబ్బందుల కారణంగా చదువుకోలేకపోతున్న ప్రతి విద్యార్థులు ఈ అవకాశాన్ని తప్పకుండా వినియోగించుకోండి. న్యూటన్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్, మీ విజయమే మా లక్ష్యం. మాచర్ల, గుంటూరు జిల్లా, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్. ఫోన్ నంబర్స్ 9494470788, 9494470795, 9494470808, 9494470866 మరియు 9494470822.
That's it for today. Thank you all. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications.